I hope everyone enjoyed the lunch. It was very nice. Some apparently local specialty. Really liked it. And the mixing action. Okay. Since we are running a little bit outside of agenda, I will keep this session kind of brief. Since I will be also talking on these subjects amongst others tomorrow. Now we'll be talking about drafting the inventory process in general. You already got a grasp of it when we were talking about the protocols, the standards, right? But let's kind of talk about it in a separate way, in a very, let's say, structured way. So, as I told you on a number of occasions, very important is that there is an owner of the report in your institution. I think it's quite clear there is no owner, there is no responsibility, and the report will be never done. Especially in a situation where you want to report voluntarily, because if it's under regulation, it's a different story. But if you want to start to do it on a voluntary basis, then you need someone to be responsible. And the experience shows that support from higher management is needed. There needs to be preferably if we listen to recommendation of TCFD, preferably a board member that is assigned to the subject and that will be actively following up on the work on this report, right? And then we need to have an operational manager, leader of the project that will be doing the work. It is also important that such a person is kind of empowered by the board and is able to work between different departments. Also, experience shows that, this interdepartmental cooperation not always is very smooth. Very often, some departments that should provide some information say they don't have time. So again, such a person that would be doing this work needs to be empowered and everyone needs to know that they need to respond, especially if we want to do the report on time, which brings us to the next step. We need to draft a time scale of the report. How much time do we spend on data collection? How much time will we spend on defining, the reference documentation, calculation, report formatting, and so on, right? It's very important. And also to take into consideration that the data collection might take time. So you need to make this time scale relevant to the data collection. So, as I said, responsible entity is about having the proper person in place, about also empowering the person to do the interdepartmental cooperation, and such a person also needs to actually define a list of stakeholders of the report upfront so that everyone knows that they will need to do some work in the upcoming time. And then we decide a time scale where we define who does what and when, right? And as the time scales should be also aligned with your financial report, since typically the reporting on greenhouse gases would be aligned with the financial reporting, which is part of the recommendations, amongst others, of TCFD and GHG protocol. Then Then we define which standards we will use, right? We use the ones that are relevant for our institution. We look around across our competition, peers. We also look up and down towards our shareholders and companies that maybe we own, and we try to be aligned so that we use the same. We try to be pragmatic, right? To use the same standards so that we can easily aggregate the data if needed. Then we do the data collection, which I was talking about already, right? So we need to identify the sources, select a calculation approach, collect the data, choose emission factors and any other assumptions, apply calculations, and consolidate the data. And of course, you have to remember, whenever you're using a factor, whenever you're using an assumption, you need to describe it and provide the source for transparency reasons. Then, of course, the next part is report formatting. You have seen, amongst others, Greenhouse Gas Protocol defines kind of a proposed form outline of the report, right? So you can follow it and adjust it to your needs, or maybe to your mother company approach, for example, so that it looks similarly if this is needed. But in general, the report has to have this basic information about who's reporting, description, about definition on the approach to the boundaries, and actually, by saying who reports, I'm talking about defining the boundaries of the company and the boundaries of reporting, right? And of course, typically such a report needs to be approved by board. Yes, and that would be the report formatting. And then, of course, we need to do the quality check. As you have seen, even the simple calculations, people do mistakes, as I did, right? So such a report needs to be checked by a second set of eyes, as we say, and possibly also verified if this is needed for the purpose of the report, right? If it's published, then most likely, good idea is to do a proper verification by a third party in order to assure that it's correct. And again, I have to underline the responsibility. It's very important. There is an entity that is responsible. We really need to care about the quality, especially when we go public with the report. There are a number of non-governmental institutions that actually look into these reports, and they like to point out mistakes. They like to, they kind of, some of them are created in order to kind of track potential greenwashing. So they will be looking into these reports, right? So that's why having in mind these principles that we mentioned a few times already, transparency, completeness, comparability, consistency, and accuracy, are very, very important, right? Uncertainty, of course, everything that we do and calculate, if we don't measure, even if we measure the greenhouse gases, still there is some uncertainty. But typically we'll be using some proxy data, typically we will be using some factors, so we need to state that there is certain uncertainty, and if we use some surrogate data and so on, we need to describe the logic behind it, the sources, and so on. So this is a very simple process. I tried to draft it that it fits into one slide, right? It's in line with the GHG protocol, ISO, and so on. It caters these standards. And I believe if you go step by step, you will have this process under control. And that's it for this session. Now we will, if there are any questions, there's no questions, then we can move to the game, right?
Yeah.
Do we have the, we don't have the, do we have the presentation?
We need a
for
presentation,
the game?
but
Okay.
first we also need like then the people to group, to make a group. So we thought like, especially after lunch, where everyone might be maybe a bit tired or the jet lag, it might be good to have an exercise. So we prepared one. It's brand new, so in case there are mistakes, it's a room for improvement. And we would ask you to split in 7 groups. And as we maybe want to have a bit of a challenge and change a bit like also with whom you are sitting, you can expect, you know, what's happening. You know, we're counting, you know, this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 7 to have like a bit different mix. So we start with you, Olympus. It's until 7. 4.
Please remember your number.
5. You're 5. Are you playing, Mustafa? No. Are you playing? No. 6. 7. 1. And you can choose. You can choose which group you want. Okay, so we would say group number 1 is meeting here with Olympus. Silushini, group number 2. Where do you like to sit? As group number 3. 3?
Can I?
7. Okay, 7 is there. Number 3. What are you? You 5. So we make number 5 here. Number 4 stays here. 3 somewhere there in the back. And 6. 2 is here with Trilusini. 2. So 1, 2. This is always confusing when I start 1, 2, and then it's then we make 3 can also can stay here. So 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5. Then we can make 6 here and 7 there. 7 there and 6 can meet there. Oh. Okay, we try it again. 1, group 2, group. You're group 3, Nicholas? No, you're not. Come, are you? Which group are you? You don't know. Then you are going 2. You're group 3. So you're 4. 3. There's also here's also space, so it's not loud. So 3, 4. Who else is number 4? Hey, there's some missing. 4. Okay, here 4. How does this work? That you're counting always from 1 to 7, and then you, okay. Then maybe you just exactly. Then maybe make one group less, and you go mystery. Okay. So we want to kind of the idea of the group. It went there. We merged them. as we were losing people before starting. Okay, so the objective of the game is first to do a really small mini GHG inventory, and then you have to decide on GHG investments. But it sounds more complicated than it is. So in the end, we will give you cards. Oh, it's not. Oh, the cards.
Okay, I will be the.
It's mine, you know. So we will give you cards which are about general information about your bank. Which
The
gives
blue
us,
ones.
those are the gray ones.
The gray ones, sorry.
Or blue, gray,
I don't know.
whatever. Colombian sky.
Yes.
And then you will get at the first round also yellow cards, which are emission cards.
Colombian sun. Okay.
Exactly. And the emission cards, they have normally at least 3 different levels, which shows you once it's whether the location, so are we talking about the emission of home office or of the office building of your bank? The second tells you what it is, and the third gives you the unit and
Yes.
the amount of
The activity data,
the activity data.
as we called it in the previous sessions. For the ones that are engineers, I have to underline that there are some simplifications. So I'm happy to listen to some pointers, but there are some simplifications for the purpose of keeping it brief, right? The game.
Exactly.
And then?
And then
So you.
it's the round 2. Maybe we start with round 1.
Yeah, round 1 is the establishing, let's say, the base year according to the emission cards. So you've please
Exactly. And this will be done, you will get like, you need 1 laptop per group. And if we then go on, do we have the QR code? Who has the pointer? You?
I have.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
switched.
So if you go on this QR code, there is an Excel file which you can download.
Download it, yes. And this is the file that I mentioned to you. This is the greenhouse gas protocol Excel file, but it's a little bit adapted to our game.
Exactly.
However, the engine behind it is not touched.
So, exactly, we will go around and will now give you the cards. And in this meanwhile, everyone can try to download. And if it doesn't work, then we can help you.
Hello, hello. Okay. Now, also, as soon as you have downloaded, we quickly also go through the chart to explain you where you have to make your entries.
Colombia, yeah. It would be what? Colombia. In English, right? It's Colombia.
Colombia. It's Colombia, as I say.
In Polish, it's with K and U. Colombia.
German as well.
Yeah.
Hey.
So we mixed it actually here. It's German, Colombian way of writing.
Has managed every group to get the Excel? You
don't have access to the file?
You have access to the file group here or there, Olympus? Your group has access to the file already? Great. Your group? You have access?
But you try to send it on your email and it doesn't. It's an open file.
Great.
Operazione non rozcita. Okay. Okay. They have problems with downloading it on the laptop. Did anyone download the Excel file? And it works? Okay. Is this your corporate? Okay.
We had last year the same issue, I think.
How do we deal with this? You send it to your email? Did you try to send it to Gmail?
Oh,
Maybe?
so
Yeah.
meanwhile you're downloading, maybe very briefly to explain you the Excel sheet.
Yeah.
Shall we? Good. So you have the option, like here in this tab, your organization, to
Wait.
provide the name of your bank or of your organization. The other inputs have been already included. Then we have the game.
Sorry, that's me.
It's you. Okay. Then we have the game chart, and here you will be able to fill out all the light blue cells. Only the light blue cells. So here, no, we are looking for on the mission cards. So like you have like to decide like how many missions do you have for natural gas, etc. This is according like to your to the cards you have, and you have the other tabs as has been introduced already earlier, where you can make different assumptions. Now for natural gas according to the activities.
Hello. These would be the charts, the tabs that are embedded in the file originally. The first one that Jonas showed, so the game chart, is the one that we created for the purpose of our game. Okay, and the other tabs are the normal tabs, so that you get kind of grasp of how this looks like. And by the way, the tool that was showed to you yesterday is kind of a representation of this this Excel, maybe with a little bit more sophisticated approach, and of course reporting capabilities and so on, right? But the engine behind it most likely is very similar.
Security restriction.
But this is this.
Yeah.
And you cannot download to the corporate computer. Okay. I don't have a corporate computer, so I didn't have a problem
maybe you
with
can,
that.
one person of each group where you have problems, come to me, so I can send to you via email. Do you yeah, it's not about the link, the file. They cannot open the link, right? You have it. You have it. They have the problem. You don't have it. Can one of you, please, whose laptop you will use, come to me, please, and then we have a quick look.
Or maybe we have a pen drive? No?
No, but this is even worse.
Even worse, right? Yes?
Type your email address and I send it. Amazing. So I'll send it to you.
I would suggest that you download the file to your cell phone and send the file to your email. Because maybe the link doesn't work with your security on your laptop. This is something that we didn't foresee. Yep. No problem. Let me try this out.
Is USB allowed for you? Because it's also sometimes not allowed.
I'll try to download it and maybe send it on the group.
Yeah? Okay, good.
Well, I actually cannot even open it on my cell phone.
Yeah? Yeah?
You download it on the cell phone and send it to the email, right? Ah, okay.
Great. You have it, you know? Did it work? Yes, USB key. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. For the ones that would ask why the ventilation system has as activity that natural gas, is because we assume it's actually energy losses through ventilation system. So the air typically is heated up in our baseline as by the gas boiler, right? So if we lose warm air, we have to burn more natural gas.
So I see you already. So the first task is really to try to fill in the GHG inventory. We give you approximately, I think, 20 minutes, 15 to 20, let's see. And then we'll explain the second part of the game.
Yeah.
And yeah, so in case you have questions, just raise your hand.
Oh, my leg hurts. Okay. Now you will understand why I repeated scope 1, 2, and 3 5 times. I was just preparing you for the game.
We divided now the different scopes. No?
Yeah,
It's not the first.
so this is the game chart. Let me just turn it. Yeah. Of course, we want to compare the same situations, right? So we choose country Colombia. City doesn't matter, I believe, in Colombia, but it has to be Colombia. Yes? In the first sheet, yeah. This is how the, because okay, so that it's clear. Jonas, do we have the Excel file somewhere? And the pointer, I lost the pointer. Can I ask to switch to the laptop? Oh no, it's disconnected. Can you switch the source? Okay, thanks. Where's my... Christine, did you take my pointer? God damn it. Okay. So, in the tab, you need to input Colombia, okay? And then the file automatically chooses the proper factors for Colombia. Then you take the activity data from the card. So, for example, natural gas, right? You find appropriate tab. Oh, where is it? Oh, this was a solution. Yeah.
No one had
Can you? And then you need to decide what natural gas is, right? It's a fuel, right? So you need to choose the proper tab over here, find the natural gas there, put the activity data in the proper place in the tab, fuel in this case, right? And then take the CO2 emissions from this tab and copy it back, copy it to the game chart here, by hand, just copy, paste, right? And then click which scope you believe it is, okay? And you do with each mitigation, with each emission activity, you do the same. Yeah, later on I will do that. How is it going? How is it going? Are you still feeling in the game or maybe watching Netflix? How is it going? Okay, watch out for the cars. You see small car, diesel, small car, petrol, then hybrids. Don't mix it. I did that the first time I tested. So it will. No.
It's here, right?
It's embedded. It's I think the second one, right? No, wait. This is here now. This one. And it's the other way around. It's
No,
no.
no, just
This is it, right?
yes.
Y-
So we
and-
don't have a renewable energy contract.
Yeah.
But what's the acronym of JEF? We have TMD.
I don't know.
General emission factor.
General emission factor.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So we used to some of them. Like,
Oh yes, of course. General emission factor. Okay, yes.
so we some.
So you have it already here, right?
It's gonna be.
Yeah. So if you would be doing a report just for the institution, you would be putting the total. But for this purpose, we are splitting it. That's why we have the game chart. Actually, at the end of the day, it's easier to do it with the plane than the game. But the game has another purpose also. Good. Let's hope.
45.
Oh, this is the first time we are playing this game. So, of what? Of what? Thrones, yeah. So, besides the fact that aiming on your education, we will also learn if it's good enough. Okay, so okay, so just okay.
But AZ is okay.
Hello? One thing we forgot to tell you, when it comes to home office, you have to disregard the 4,000 kilowatt hours input. You don't have home office? Oh, I have only home office. You don't have this? Oh, where's the home office?
Last step.
No, it comes later.
No.
2 emission factors, which
GEF, we use GEF.
what does it mean?
General grid efficient factor. Grid efficient factor.
And the other one? Okay.
The other one is the losses of the grid. In your reporting, you're accounting upon electricity that you buy on your fence, right? On the meter. The losses are, you don't account for them because the losses are done by the company that sells the energy. Yeah, so they report on the losses, you don't. But for some reason, maybe it's needed in some kind of reporting, yeah. But we use GEF.
It's here, if you look at the screen on the front, we're talking about the electricity, heat, cooling.
Yes, but we don't offset.
And we, like for electricity, we use this value, which is here. Yeah? Please use this value. You're lucky.
Again, let me repeat about on the emission card with home office, you will see 4,000 kilowatt hours. Please disregard this number because this file actually has its own assumptions towards how much energy is used in home office. You can see it exactly where the cross is on the screen. It's around 0.15 kilowatt hours per hour. So you just need to input the number of the employees and the share of the home office people. And it will calculate your emissions. It will calculate the energy consumption and the emissions automatically. Just, yeah, small correction to the game.
Mm-hmm. 50 is already there, so they anyhow calculate.
Let's, for consistency, because Jonas did solve it. Jonas?
Then in that case, we have to remove it completely, right? The 20% share, because they're not traveling at all.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
75,000 has to be removed.
Yeah. I mean, this, Jonas, for the cars, did you assume all people are driving, or you reduced the number of people driving by the home office people? Okay, let's see.
Hard. Doesn't.
Oh, no, it's the next one.
This one.
You have the kilometers. We don't need it.
Sorry,
We don't need it.
Okay.
One clarification again, because there was a question for the cars you don't need to calculate, for example, or consider any like home office people, because you have on the card, on the emissions card, you have the kilometers. And the kilometers is a factor, the only factor you can include if you're talking about employees commuting or owned vehicles. So just a hint. Are you also ready?
We have 2 groups that are ready, right? Okay. What about others? Another 5 minutes, maybe? We have time, right? But I would...
Yeah, we need to check. Yeah. I should show like the results. Yeah. Or should they come here? Can continue. Yes, I would just want. Hey, over there. You can come to us.
Are you ready? So if you're ready,
Presenting here.
Okay.
Okay, so the ones that are ready, please come with the laptop to Jonas. He has the solution. We check if your solution is correct, right? And then you get the second set of cards.
One by one group. So
Yeah.
who's
You were the first one to stand up.
okay? Your
Yeah.
second,
Your second,
your third.
and your third.
make notes. Score.
Hey, hello. Oh, what do we have? Don't consider on. Consider on. Right. The last 3 years. Also
Yeah, the same.
related, right? And the last one.
You choose the proper card.
Copy pasted.
No.
Okay.
And now you got the right one. No?
Yeah.
Wait, is the scopes? So we have to check the scopes.
Okay, the ones that already compared their outcome receive second set of cards, which are green. We call them mitigation card. So basically, by now, what you have done is you establish the baseline base year, right? You know your emissions within the activities we defined, right? And the next step is applying mitigation actions that will reduce your emissions, and you will receive, I don't know, 17 or something, or 16 mitigation card actions, and you need to choose 5 and recalculate the appropriate emissions. and you need to choose the ones that you think are the most impactful. The mitigation card have the impact, activity data, and the cost. And we will be comparing how much tons of CO2 you have reduced against €1 spent, and the ones that have the highest win. So, but only 5 mitigation cards, okay? Because it for the purpose of the time also. The queue, go to the queue. Yeah, if you want to compare some data, you need to do it with. Okay. Who's missing? You guys? Did you already? Oh, you already have the green cards. Okay. Okay. You finished? Go to Jonas, compare your results. So again, you compare your results with Jonas, we align because everyone has to have the same. We have these side discussions here if you need it. And then you get the green cards mitigation cards, you need to apply 5 mitigation actions that will lead to the most efficient reduction of CO2. So we look at CO2 reduction of a mitigation action and on the cost. And we are looking for the ones that are the most efficient financially.
Why this water?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, so everyone got the mitigation cards, right?
Bueno, ya todos recibieron las tarjetas de mitigación, ¿no es cierto?
Miguel. Again, I will repeat what you need to do. Christine, okay. Again, I will repeat what you need to do. You have been handed mitigation cards with information about some investments that you can do in your organization. There are information about the reductions of I don't know, water consumption, electricity consumption, and there are costs. You choose 5 mitigation actions, and you target to achieve the highest CO2 reduction with the lowest cost. Yes?
One, two, okay, good. Also very important, because this Excel has also some automatic functions. So you would have definitely to fill out these cells, like whether you want to invest, yes or no, you have to make a decision. So for also like for technologies you don't want to invest, you have to write here, for example, yes or no. Yeah, this is important, otherwise you might be confused later. Just as a hint. Because it has an impact on different scopes again. Also, based on your decision, it has different impacts as well.
Okay, there's one. Then there's one tricky step with the mitigation. It's exchange of the gas boiler into heat pump. You're changing consumption of natural gas into consumption of electricity because heat pump runs on electricity. And this decision should be actually taken early in your process because it impacts other mitigation actions. Because if you switch to a heat pump, then, for example, do roof insulation, wall insulation, you exchange windows, these actions will no longer save natural gas because you're not using any gas anymore. They will save electric energy, right?
Exactly.
Because we are heating up our building by a heat pump which uses electricity. That's why on the mitigation cards with roof insulation, wall insulation, ventilation, and windows, you have both natural gas and electricity consumption saving.
And
okay.
This is very. What? No. And this is also reflected in the Excel, as we just said. So if you look at the screen, so now this is the row 3, no, from gas boiler to heat pump. That's why he said like it's important to make a decision either no, so I don't want to invest, then automatically also like the other 1, 2, 4, 10, and 11, the measures will also automatically be changed, as you can see. If you put yes, as Michael has said, then like we're assuming energy consumption. And this is important.
One tricky decision, but nobody said mitigation is easy.